Okay, now we are live. My program is exposed, and this time I have a guest from Florida, Fort Myers, and he's my friend. We're going to continue talking about marriage and divorce, part 3. And my friend is obviously Christy Shoemaker. And let me see. There you go. It was, but there was a double voice of myself. So then, how are you, Christy?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm still alive. Thank you very much. Hopefully the pandemic will end very soon, so all people can now be free, to go to all the places, bars, malls, disco places, restaurants,
Yes.
to be free, now to go to normal life. So, okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, Chris. So first question, how long you been married?
I've been married for 2.5 years now. However, me and my husband dated for 5.5 years before getting married.
Nice.
Yeah.
And before that, what was your last boyfriend previous to Byron?
My last boyfriend before Byron. He was well, what do you want to know about him?
No, you just like how long it passed, from
well,
let's say
we
when you start dating. Yeah.
Yeah. So I dated that guy for about a year.
Yes.
We broke up, and right, like literally one day before the anniversary. So we broke up, and a good 9 months went by before I met Byron.
Okay.
Yeah. But we broke up, and I never saw him again. So that was, it was a really clean cut breakup.
Okay, that's good. So no hard feelings, nothing like that.
No. There were no. It was actually a very toxic relationship.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What I mean is that, once we broke up, I never saw him again. Actually, I had to change my phone number. Because
oh my God. He was harassing you?
Oh, definitely. He was harassing me. I mean, I was at the verge of like calling the police and putting a restraining order. He was just crazy. Yeah, I know. It's in the past. God bless him. I hope he's well. But yeah, we dated for a year, and we broke up right at the 1 year mark. And changed my phone number and everything, and I never heard from him again. Well, I didn't give him a chance to reach out to me. So a good 9-10 months later, that's when I met Byron, and now we've been together.
All your life changed, Okay, yeah. Well, that's interesting because my program, even though at the beginning is now bilingual, in Spanish and English, but it was supposed to be only for about paranormal activity, but then reviews of the movies, and now I'm starting to chat about human relationships, marriage, divorce, friend zone, and how relationships around the world is working or not working, because for example, for me, I'm saying openly, I've been divorced for 2 years with the wrong person, and then I have my daughter with an ex-girlfriend. Then my daughter will be 9 years old this coming July 17. And obviously, I think maybe I'm in the wrong place, knowing the wrong people, to have a serious relationship. I mean, that you need to know that there is some people only to, let's say, have fun, but not really to commit, in a serious relationship. So first question, Christine, well, you seem like I have in the back, like, as a background, this program that is very famous in your state.
Yeah.
It's called Fresh and Fit.
Yeah.
They already have like 200, I believe 220 subscribers, 230,000 subscribers. Suddenly, what I noticed, is that they used to have, I believe in January, like 20,000. And now, in a few months, they just jump all the way to more than 200, So a lot of people is following them. I mean, I was watching their videos because it was fun to me. But then I said, well, just hold on, But in some way, the message that they're sending is wrong. It is wrong about, how people have to commit, to other people, They're just saying that high value men need to earn $100,000 a year, to be considered a high value man, you know, or an alpha male, or whatever you want to talk about it. And then they are trying to bring back the old provider. Let's say that the women need to stay at home with the children and not work and they stay quiet, and the men has the right to go have lovers.
Is that what they're saying?
Yes, yes. If you
God.
see in a few of my videos, I mean, I have short clips of them, especially because I don't like, even though I'm a 21st century guy, you know, I have an open mind, but not that much. I mean, I believe that equal is much better, you know, from between women and men, to respect each other. For example, I prefer a woman that works like me, to have a much better economy, you know, and everything, to share our money, to share whatever, you know. I mean, it's not anymore like 40, 50 years ago, you know, when women just stay at home and the guy needs only to work. Now it's tougher times. Now women go to college, they have a career, they can have business, you know, and they are in the military, that they are even have, you know, in the government, you know, higher positions. And like I said, you know, women have proof that they are capable, you know, or having a good jobs, you know. Even they ride, you know, buses, you know, trucks, and even the airplanes, you know. So I mean, women are capable, even though they don't have the strength, you know, like physical strength, the same like a man. But in other stuff, they are more intelligent or more capable of doing something better than men.
Sure, absolutely, I agree. So these two guys are crazy. They're, you know, and you know what? I feel so bad for the ladies, because they're kind-hearted ladies, and they're surviving, you know, this conversation. I would really like to see these people eye to eye, like these guys. Their arguments are so poor. They're very emotionally intelligent, stupid, if that makes sense. Their arguments are just so stupid and so poor. And, you know, I'm sitting over here listening to what it's coming out of their mouths. And I just think it's just so easy to just debunk everything that they're saying. Ultimately, in my opinion, they're just machismo.
Yes, it's the old machismo, because let me tell you something. There is, well, groups and coaches talking about how men to get along well with women, you know, even though, because, you know, in some places there are women that take advantage of good guys, you know. So they're talking about the beta, they're being called beta guys, that they don't have self-respect, you know, and women play with them and abuse them and everything like that. So there is a lot of coaches. I mean, Fresh and Fit is supposed to be one of them, but they are doing that the wrong way, because it's supposed to be that in the Spanish version of the alpha males, they say that a man shouldn't be a provider. That is much better that both, you know, women and men work together, even though if they live together or they're married or something like that, it's much better, you know, if they provide 50-50, or the person that earns more to provide more than the other one, you know.
Whatever works. You know, I have friends of all kinds of walks of life. I have friends that are married, and they stay at home and they take care of the house and the kids, and the husband goes out and provides. And I also have friends that they both work, but the girl is actually the one that provides the most. You know, she's the breadwinner. And it works. I mean, different strokes for different folks.
Yes. Chris, a question. When you already met your husband, you know, that is a very good man, is my friend. When you met him, what was the first impression that you look in this person, you know, in this man? It was compatibility, looks, or money, let's say, you know. I mean, what is first in that moment, what you were watching in or looking in a man? I mean, I'm talking about what will you put in the first place? Compatibility, money, or looks?
Well, when I met Byron, I was 26 years old. When I first saw him, he's a very attractive guy.
Yeah,
so yeah. I the way his face, smile, I was just so attracted to him physically.
Okay.
So, first I found him attractive through his physical appearance. Then we started talking, and I realized that we were compatible. The way we talked, we had the similar goals, definitely the same moral values, and we just got along so well, and we have a lot of the same interests. To this day, a lot of the things that we do together is because we share a lot of the same interests, and we have a lot of fun together. And lastly, possibly finances. I mean, he's a very hardworking man. Yeah, so probably in those categories.
Okay, that's good,
However, when I met him, he had just got into a really bad car accident, and he had totaled his car. So when literally it had been probably like 2 weeks, he had the car accident. Then 2 weeks later, I met him. So he actually didn't have a car because he totaled it, and he was going through physical therapy because of the car accident. So he couldn't work. So he wasn't working by choice.
Okay.
And to me, it wasn't a problem. I mean, I understood. I mean, and another thing, even before I got married, I lived by myself for 7.5 years. I had my own apartment, so
really?
I was
By yourself, alone?
by myself. Yeah, no roommates, nothing. Actually, me and Byron never lived together before getting married.
Okay.
So I myself was financially stable. He was financially stable, but it just so happened that at the time that we met, he was going through a rough time. He had just gotten into this horrible car accident.
Thank God that he's all right, that nothing happened
thank God.
to be, yeah. He's good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So it didn't matter to me that he wasn't working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For that reason,
Okay,
because I
so
knew he was a hardworking man.
yeah. Okay, no, very interesting. I'm happy that you found Byron, to be your husband, and like I say, it's very difficult these times to find your, what you call it, your half orange, or half apple,
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's difficult. But
My other half.
okay, I'm going to ask you a few questions. That I have these questions regarding human relationships, and obviously you just say that the way you believe, things should work. Now that you are a girl that has common sense, you're a reasonable person. You're not trying to overreact, or like I said, or trying to take advantage of somebody. Just to be respect the other person and respect yourself. All right, so let's see. What do you think about the Fresh and Fit podcast and their ideas of submissive women? Just your point of view, because they are now very popular.
You're talking about these guys, Myron.
Yeah, Fresh and Fit. Yes, the program is called Fresh and Fit.
Whatever comes out of their mouths is just, it's just nothing but machismo. I didn't hear that specifically. I didn't see anything about how a woman has to be submissive to a man. However, I'll tell you, there is something to that. I don't even know their perspective. I'm sure I'm not gonna like it. I'll tell you that just because I've seen their character, and I see how they express themselves in a very degrading way. I just don't agree with their approach. However, my opinion on a woman being submissive, I can share that with you. I feel like if I love my husband, I love Byron. I'll speak for myself. At the beginning of a relationship, when we first met, I was too independent. And he brought that to my attention. He said, "You know what? There's no room for me to be in your life." And it was a struggle. He really wanted to be my leader and be my rescuer and just support me and love on me that way. However, I was just so, I guess, I was a little jaded from my past. So I was so guarded, and that's why I kept my independence. But it wasn't a he brought that to my attention, but he did it in a loving and respecting way, and he earned my respect. And I submit to him. I mean, the reason why we left California to come to Florida is because I followed him here. He had a really good job opportunity, and we left the life that we had in San Diego, and with that, I left my friends and my family. But I'll tell you this, following his lead is one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done. And I wouldn't have done it for anyone that would have had the approach that those guys had.
Okay, interesting. Yes. Yeah, I believe in, I mean, I don't believe really like who's going to be the leader. Well, I'm thinking about that. Both of them is going to do their part, The guy, if he's wrong in something that doesn't have maybe like common sense in some decisions, then, the girlfriend or the wife is when he's going to give an opinion, about, for example, which place to rent, why is much better, I mean, in a reasonable way, not because, oh, I just want to rent here because I want to, without asking your opinion, or something like that,
No, you can be independent. I mean, being submissive, I think there's a really negative connotation to the word being submissive.
Yes. Okay.
And it's just. I'm sorry,
you want to finish, your comment about this question?
Yes. So I was going to say that it doesn't mean that I don't have a voice. I mean, my husband will tell you otherwise. It doesn't mean that I don't have a voice or that I don't get to make decisions or I don't have an opinion. I'm still a very much independent woman. However, but I just don't live by myself. I make sure that whatever decisions that I make, and also goes the same for him. If he's going to be making a decision, we check on each other because ultimately we're running this house and this marriage together. So we have to make sure that we're going on the same path.
Okay. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, Christy, next question. What is your definition of a simp or beta male? I'll give you an idea, just because I'm seeing coaches, I'm following all these programs. A beta male, most of the time, is the definition of a beta male or a simp male is supposed to be a guy that does not have self-respect, and women abuse him or use them for money or just to take any advantage, that they can do towards one of these guys, that they don't have a line of respect, and there is women that test them or just simply they like to abuse men, and if you say, hey, you know what, I really don't like the way you are treating me. So if you're going to continue doing this to me, I will withdraw from you. I mean, that's what I will call line of respect, and sometimes these girls and women, they doing that on purpose, or sometimes they are just like that, so two things will happen. One, or they say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that this bothers you and I will not do it again, because they are happy, to be with this man. Or they will say, hey, you know what, this is the way I am. If you like it, yes, or if you don't like it, I'm leaving, okay. So these guys always accept a girl or a woman, as a wife or girlfriend or whatever, to be with them, but they need to take any abusive situation like money or like to be, look like a joke, or the other girls are like, let's say, unfaithful towards them. And this is the definition of a guy that is a beta male or simp or something like that. I don't know, maybe you have met in the past, a few of them, or maybe you have some friends that some women take advantage of them. Do you know some people that are like
I think if I'm understanding you correctly, these beta guys are nice guys that get taken advantage of.
Yes,
by
women take advantage of them. Yes.
Okay. Financially,
they don't have a line of respect, could be financially, could be that they're unfaithful towards them, could be that they make bad jokes towards them, or you notice, that they're being taken advantage with, for example, some of the girls that are in the program Fresh and Fit, I probably will take advantage of one of these guys.
Gotcha. Well, I wouldn't like, if I think, men and women at some point, because we're learning, everybody's learning, everybody's growing in this life. We all get taken advantage of in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Whether you're a man or a woman or, it doesn't matter. I mean, self-respect is something that we all have to learn to build within ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's just a process, it's just, I think it's just a process. You have to go through life, you have to get taken advantage of, just so that you also learn. I mean, because realistically, not everybody, the world is what it is. You're going to find people that are bad, but mostly there's good people. I think it's their responsibility to surround themselves with good people, because if a person is getting taken advantage of over and over and over again, it's not so much the women's fault, it's also his fault.
Yeah,
there's
that
something
he's allowing
that
the
he's
other
not
person.
doing.
Yeah, it's allowing the other person to take advantage of him, but
Yeah,
still the other women are abusive,
Of course, and I'm not justifying the women at all. However, I mean, why is it that you're not breaking this pattern? I mean,
Yes.
what's in you that is validating these women's action? I mean, if it happens once, there's a saying in English, if it happens once, shame on them. If it happens twice, shame on you.
Yeah.
Because you did not learn the lesson. Yeah, because you not learned the lesson. So I would have a lot of compassion for those so-called beta guys.
It can happen to women as well, there is some good girls, that are being taken advantage of, or evil guys,
Yeah. It happens. I mean, whether they're men or women, people do get taken advantage of, and my hope is that they grow out of it, they learn from it, and they just learn to recognize certain patterns, and so that they don't repeat them, and so that eventually they can just make better choices and allow better people in their lives.
Exactly. I like your comment, about this question. So another question, Chris: should women be submissive or strong in a relationship with a man?
You can be both.
Yeah,
you can be both. I let I'm a very independent woman.
By any chance, did you watch that video? I don't know if I sent it to you, by WhatsApp or in your Instagram messenger. That is called the Israeli girl versus one of the guys, from another program.
Yeah.
And he was telling that you saw it.
Yeah, but go ahead and talk about it a little bit.
You saw it. Well, this guy is from another channel that is called The Roommates, and he was criticizing this girl because he was too masculine. He says that you are the worst person to marry because you are too independent. I mean, these guys need a woman to stay quiet and accept all the words that they are saying. But guess what?
He's an idiot.
Yeah,
he's an idiot. That's my comment.
Yeah, guess what? This guy at the same time invite Courtney Ryan, that is a girl from Cleveland. She has her own podcast, in YouTube. And guess what? He stayed quiet, because now he wasn't really that aggressive towards her, because he was saying, I like to be independent. I like to respect a guy and everything like that, to be equal, But obviously, the Israeli girl that they were trying to make her submissive, with a guy.
Bully.
Yeah,
he was a bully.
Yes, bully.
He's bullying. I mean, and the poor girl. I mean, I honestly, I really wanted to get in there and just defend her, but he's just a bully. I mean, his arguments are just weak, very weak. I mean, had I been there, a woman that is not so kind as that one girl, I don't know what her name is,
Yeah.
would have probably took him real quick, because it doesn't take a very intelligent person to check a man like that. I mean,
and he's from
he's
Israel,
just,
you know. In Israel, women, all men and women, they have to do their, let's say, military service. For women, it's 2 years, and for men, it's 3 years. So obviously, if you most of the time, if you meet Israeli girls, they have a, let's say, a strong temper, or or let's say that they don't. You cannot really say, hey, do this. I mean, for example, if they encounter with a macho guy, they will not tolerate, you know, to be treated like servants or maids, you know. If you watch another video that clip that I uploaded, there is Myron, Myron, not Byron, okay. It's telling a girl that just spilled some of the alcohol, you know, on the table by accident, and say, hey, just bring those paper towels and clean the table. You did it. I mean, it was his guest, you know, and he was giving orders in front of a live audience. I mean, instead of saying, you know, I'm bringing the paper towels, and I say, hey, can you help me clean the table? You know, that's different, you know. But he was saying like a servant, like a maid. Okay, you spilled the on the table. Please clean my table. And not even please, you know, just do it. I mean,
had he said that to me, I would have taken the rest of the drink and I would have just thrown it on his face.
That would have been good, you know. But it will happen sooner or later, because, like I say, you know, he's now trying to show the people, all these followers that these guys have, they will have a lot of problems, you know, having a healthy relationship with women, because the way they're telling them how to treat women, even though some of them they've been rude with them. I mean, still it's because they're just talking about sex and alcohol and and the money. I mean, there's really no point of saying, I mean, okay, you have to be submissive because 100,000 years ago, you know, always the man is the one that takes charge, and women has to stay quiet with the children on the cape or in a tent or whatever, you know. But now we're in the 21st century, and they're saying only 10 to 20% of men in the United States that they have access to have intimacy with women. I mean, that's not true. For example, if all the guys that works in a Walmart, that means that they are not capable to have a girlfriend. Just imagine that. I mean, they're wrong. They're saying 10 or 20% only in the United States of men, they are capable of having a girlfriend or intimacy or a lover or whatever. I said, well, I'm seeing here in California that everybody can have a girlfriend. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your income.
Yeah, I think he's just projecting his own insecurities on people, clearly. I mean, I think, you know, he himself, if he doesn't make a certain amount of money, and who knows if he actually makes that kind of money. I think, you know, somebody told him, you need to make X amount of money or else you're not going to be a man, high value man.
100K or more. They consider a high value man that earns 100K or more.
Yeah, and he's he believed it, you know, he believed it, and it's unfortunate because he's living with that little person on his ear. It doesn't make sense, you know. I think this guy went through a really bad trauma, and he's scarred from it, and he's just projecting this insecurity on everyone else. And I don't know how he went from having 200 subscribers to 200,000. I think it's just maybe the show is entertaining. For me, it's just toxic and it's just stupid.
I agree with that. I mean, I believe that the problem is that all these followers, they believe maybe that this is the way to have a healthy relationship or dominate women, you know, around the world. Meanwhile, they're really maybe are going to be single forever with this type of education that they're receiving from these two guys, you know, that they are single.
I mean, stay single until they change their mind, so that they don't put any woman through hell with that kind of like teaching.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's is wrong, but who knows, you know, what will happen with these guys. Anyway, let's keep going for the next question. So now, you know what is the definition of hypergamy? Have you heard about that word, hypergamy?
I had to Google it because you sent it to me.
Yes. Well, hypergamy, let me tell you what it is. It's,
go ahead.
It's about women that they're always looking for a higher status men, financially.
Is it always women? Is it always women?
Well, hypergamy is towards women. Yes.
You sure? Because I didn't see that. But
well, yeah. Let me tell you why. Because, for example, if a guy is looking for a woman that earns more money, you know, than him, I mean, it still happens, but it's not that common, you know. It's more common that a girl is looking for a guy that is rich or has more money than her.
Gotcha.
So, for example, you and Byron, you know, I don't know about your financials, you know, but obviously you work together, but it was not really in your mind to look for a rich guy, you know.
Yeah. You know, there's men out there that actually, I know a lot of people in my circle. I know a lot of married couples where the woman makes a lot more money than the man.
Oh, really?
It's just, yeah. It's not uncommon. A lot of my girlfriends are very independent, and they you know, they went to school, or they have their businesses, and they make more money than the man, and the marriage works. However, there are women that are what they're called gold diggers.
Yeah, gold diggers. Yes,
gold diggers.
Exactly.
Well, you know, I don't support it. To each their own. But it happens, you know.
Yeah, I know. Well, gold diggers are more, I mean, in a female situation, you know, there are more women gold diggers than men.
Statistically, yeah, I'll say that. Yeah.
So my other question will be, you know, I mean, this is something that obviously you want to avoid this type of women, you know. I mean, you are going to notice immediately, you know, which girl wants only your money, you know, and is not going to love you because the person you are. Okay, and now, does men should cares about the women money earnings?
Should they care?
Yeah, I mean, for example, there is some men that they're ashamed or maybe won't like that his girlfriend or wife that to earn more money than him, because you know what people will say.
I mean, are we talking about married, you know, people that are married?
Married people. Yeah, sometimes they're ashamed, you know, that the men should earn more money than the women.
So if I were to meet someone, a husband, and he tells me, I do not like the fact that my wife makes more money than I do, I will probably think, I don't know that I would say this out of respect, but I would think, man, I mean, you guys are married. Her money is your money. Your money is her money. So you guys are living under one roof.
Yeah.
If, you know, I work in sales, so I get commission checks. I mean, not every month I get a huge commission check, but when I do, I come home and I tell my husband, hey, I got a commission check of X amount of dollars. He gets happy. I mean, it'd be not so intelligent of him not to get happy, because that money, it's for us. It's for the both of us to have a better quality of life. Why would you be so upset that your wife makes more money than you? Also, I mean, that has to do with a lot of insecurity.
Yeah.
Within himself. I mean, be happy that your wife is shining.
Exactly.
Be happy that she's succeeding. And if you really want to achieve that level of success, whatever that may be, work harder.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know,
job.
like I said, on all these questions, it's about these guys, you know, that they're, like I said, you know, the macho guys, and obviously has to be a little bit of concern about the male community in the United States, because they believe and obviously women are against what these guys are the word they're telling the world, how men should behave and how women should behave. But okay, anyway, let's go to the next. This is a good one. Reasons for divorce: infidelity, domestic violence, economic problems. What will be the reason that do you believe a woman or a man should divorce the other person?
It was infidelity.
Infidelity? Do you believe that infidelity? One of the reasons?
Oh, no. I mean, say the reasons again. Infidelity.
Yeah. Reasons. Well, I have most of the time is infidelity, domestic violence, and economic problems, or financial problems.
I mean, all those three reasons, I personally will not tolerate domestic violence.
Okay.
I think, money problems is, you can fix that if you work as a team.
Yeah.
You can work together on a budget, or perhaps get a second job, or there's just many ways you can go about fixing money problems.
Yeah.
Infidelity, I think it happens.
Yeah.
God forbid, I don't know how I would react if that were to happen to me in my marriage. So
Yeah.
Right now that I myself have not gone through that in my marriage, I would say that I would do my very best to work through that, because I think, if you were to have 20 different couples that have been married for 60 plus years, those couples, have you ever met people that have been married for 60 years? If you were to sit down with 20 of those couples, I would say statistically, the majority of them at some point probably went through an infidelity. And it's not because they don't respect each other or they didn't love each other. It's because they were married for over 60 years. Does that make sense? That's a long time.
Yes.
And I'm not making a justification. That is definitely not, me saying that it's okay that my husband cheats on me or that I will cheat on him. However, we're human. It's when you say I do at the altar, I feel that you should know that you're marrying a person that also has a sinful nature, not because he's a bad person or she's a bad person, but because he or she's human. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I understand with that, Yeah, it's difficult. For example, I don't know what percentage of marriage people in the United States, let's say, Europe. I mean, I'm talking about maybe first world countries, what's the percentage of the infidelity, between men and women? Because now in South America and Central America and Mexico, I remember that there was a magazine that I read in 2008. I still remember this magazine. It was called Q. I believe it's not anymore. It's not anymore printing in Mexico anymore. But they made a survey, about how many who is more unfaithful, men or women. And after a few thousands of people that they asked the questions, obviously under the table or something like that, I mean, not saying the names or the faces of these people that participate in the survey. It was in 2008, 60% of the men said that they've been unfaithful or they were unfaithful. 60% of 100% of the survey in men. And then 40% of the women, they said that they've been unfaithful or they were unfaithful. From 100% of the thousands of women, they made the survey. So that was in 2008. So probably right now in 2021, maybe it's already even, according to the statistics, because I believe that women are more smart when they're going to be unfaithful. If they don't want their boyfriend or husband, to know about the infidelity. For example, men, they say, that they're hiding themselves, from infidelity, and women can say, he's my friend. That's most of the time that can happen, you know. But yeah, but
you're saying
again,
that
you
women
know,
can
like I
be more
said,
sneaky?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but in Mexico, I believe now in South America, I'm talking about South America, Mexico, Central America, United States, Europe. I believe the infidelity is now even between men and women.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. You know, it's really unfortunate, and I don't know the stats on that either. However, you know, going back to your question, I think, you know, domestic violence would be the reason why I would probably leave a relationship.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah, I understand. It's dangerous to your health, you know, and some women, you know, still live with those type of people, you know, like we were talking before the the podcast about women to be violent, you know, towards their boyfriends or husbands, you know, the other way around. Yeah, and sometimes these guys, they don't want to say anything to the authorities, you know, to PD and nothing like that, because they're ashamed, you know, that will say, oh yeah, come on, you're a guy, you know, defend yourself or something like that. But
for sure,
I mean, for example, if a woman beats a guy with an object or something, probably nothing will happen. I don't know, in the United States, the laws, according that it looks to be even, you know. In Europe, for example, if the husband, the wife or girlfriend punch the guy, you know, in the face with an object or something and cause a bruise or something, obviously now he has an evidence, take pictures or something, go to the PD, and probably they are going to separate themselves, and the guy even can sue, you know, or take it to court, you know, to the girlfriend or wife.
Yeah.
But I believe there is more, still there is more men more violent towards women than women towards men. Probably.
Who knows? It's possible. Yeah.
It's possible. Yeah. And okay, another question: will you give your Instagram password to your husband?
He has it.
He has
it.
Okay.
Yeah, he has it. Yeah, okay. I have his, mine. We share the same computer. He's logged in. You know, on we're both logged in on our computer, and we save our passwords on our computers. Okay. Probably not the best thing for hackers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's never been a problem. I mean, since
that's good, because you trust each other. That's good. You know, it's good because they were talking about that. You know, that some women, I mean, they said, I only will give my password to my husband. You know, I mean, not really like a boyfriend.
Well, you know, let me think back. So we did it for 5.5 years, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he gave me if I needed his password for whatever, he probably would have given it to me. I did have access to his phone. Like he remember we've always had iPhones. So up until like a year ago, we had the iPhone where you save your fingerprint on your iPhone, and that way it opens up. He had his thumb print saved on my iPhone, so he could access my iPhone and vice versa. Okay. Even before we got married, that has never been an issue. I mean, if you're hiding your passwords, I mean, there's a reason. I think, you know, there's a deeper issue. But it's not a problem for us at all.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, that's good, you know, because I believe if the other person don't want to give you the password, it means that he's hiding something.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
transparency is very important, like you said.
Yeah, for example, if I value that woman to be my wife or be living together, I don't have any problems giving her, you know, the password, because I'm sure about to be with her, you know, and I don't have any, let's say, you know, any plans to hit on her, you know, or do any damage, you know, to the relationship. So I will have open, you know, my conversations or whatever. Even if I have, like, for example, female friends, you know, go ahead, you know, it's a friend, you know. I'm not talking nothing about, you know, especially, for example, now that I have this program, and then I invite some girls to my program, you know, obviously some of them they've been jealous, but because of the program, you know, itself. Like I said, but this is a program. I mean, I'm the one that I'm the host, you know, and you are the guest, and that's it. But yeah, I agree with that. I will not have any problem with the right person to give my password,
Yeah.
because I mean, that means trust, I'm not doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Interesting. Oh, last question about these guys over here, Fresh and Fit. The girl in red, well, obviously these guys were being attacking them, in some way or another, asking, hey, well, you said that women that are in the sex industry, that they won't be able to have a good husband or something like that. But you have been dating many women that on this industry, that are strippers or something like that. I mean, because you're a high value man. And he said, well, I don't consider myself a high value man. Oh, really? Okay. So the other, I mean, so you are not a high value man? No, that will be very cocky, he says, He was trying to avoid that question. And by the end, he never answered the question. And the other guy said, are you a high value man? The woman in red asked the other guy, and he says, oh no, I am poor boy. And that is like a type of Kentucky Fried Chicken, fast food restaurants called how you call it, chicken, I don't remember, but it's something like a Kentucky Fried Chicken. But anyway,
at a fast food restaurant, he said, I'm a broke boy and I work at a fast food restaurant.
Yeah. And Chick-fil-A or something like that, It's a like a Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yes. Yeah, he says he worked over there. Yeah. And obviously they were trying to avoid. I mean, like I said, it was so easy to say, I always working to be a high value man. But because they were talking about money, and I mean, they got nervous. If you check again, that video, they were trapped in a question that was so easy. And all these people that are defending them are saying, I didn't want to give them their financial situation. It's because it's not always to be a rich man, to be a high value man. A high value man can have moral values, conscience, to be educated, not like these guys, and they avoid that question. Hey, it was easy. I always trying to work to be a high value man, and that's it.
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. What I was going to say is that I think it comes back to the fact that these guys just have a lot of issues and they're projecting them on their guests. I feel like someone in their past, it could have been a parent, it could have been a teacher, someone bullied them so much and created a trauma to where they feel that if they don't make X amount of money, they are not a high value man. Is that
high
what
value man? They say the high value men need to earn 100K or more a year.
Yeah, I mean, God bless their heart.
I mean, like for example, you wouldn't be married with Byron, and all the girls that are married with other guys, that earn, I don't know, 30 or 40,000 a year, that doesn't mean that they're not high value men. And I'm talking about ethics, morals, to be a reasonable person, to be an honest person, I mean, it's not only about money. You can have the most dishonest men and women in the world that earns money and they are not high value. They are high value just because of the money. That's different,
Yeah, they're lost. Honestly, they're really, really lost. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful now.
Yeah.
But they're just lost, and they're just they're just going off of someone told them a very long time ago, and they're scarred from it, and now they're just projecting it onto other people, and they're bullies right now. They're bullying they're
bullying other people. Yes, I understand. And you know what? They invite a kickboxer. It's called his name is Andrew Tate, and this guy, even though he's a 21st century modern guy, he's 34 years old. He agreed with something. I like it. He says, you know what? Now I'm 34 years old. I have slept with many women, now I value more a girl that truly loves me, than only sex. I mean, I would prefer at this point of my life, a woman that really loves me, and respect me for who I am, that only sex. I mean, sex is only, it's a mechanic, stuff, you know. I mean, it's just a few minutes and that's it. But when a person cares about you, for me, has more value than sex. And there, this guy, and you know what? One of these guys that is called Fresh, the darker one, you know, the guy that is darker with the darker skin. He says, "Oh, you know what? I don't care about anything. I only care about having sex, and my girlfriend or wife needs to be quiet."
Gross.
Just imagine
Gross.
what I mean. This is what they are teaching to the people, you know, to men. I mean, okay, have a girlfriend, tell her to stay quiet. I only have sex or intimacy, and that's it. Just and it's a 29-year-old guy. Just imagine
Gabriel,
that. Yeah.
Well, you and I don't watch that guy ever again. I mean, let's just not, you know, he's probably getting a paycheck from YouTube from you watching it and from me watching those videos you sent me. Let's not watch him again. Poor guy. Let's just say a prayer for him and God bless him. He's not in a position to be giving people advice. Let's take away the microphone.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'm not subscribing to them, you know. I was watching I don't even watch anymore their program. I was watching at the beginning because for me it was good, you know, to have some comments about this program. And obviously, because I seen so many subscribers, and not because I don't have, I'm just starting to have subscribers, you know, in my channel. And actually, let me tell you something, Chris. I mistake, and I'm doing my live program in another channel, you know. But I will download the video and upload it, you know, in the right channel, you know. I was noticed that, you know. Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So Chris, thank you very much for this interview. You know, I would like to invite you again, maybe later on, about other topics, you know, when you have the time. It's not only about human relationships, could be any other topic. And obviously I will send you the questions, you know, about which topic could be in a month or something like that, because it's not only about human relationships, you know. But right now I believe that there is a lot of crazy people on YouTube giving the wrong advice to men and women. And that's why they are having problems, you know, getting a good girlfriend, a good boyfriend, or getting married, because they're choosing people with the wrong education and in the wrong places.
I agree. And also, you know, they just probably need to do a little bit of, you know, inner work, like myself, and others. You know, I think, you know, it's not just about finding the right people. It's also about you being the best version of yourself.
Exactly. Okay, so thank you very much, Chris, for this interview. Like I said, I'm going to invite you again next time to chat with other